In this video, we're going to be working with the order of operations, and we do this when we don't get to use a calculator. It helps us to simplify expressions or solve equations. You may remember the order of operations by the acronym PEMDAS. If you remember, the P stands for parentheses, and some people know this as GEMDAS, the G being for grouping symbols. So either parentheses or grouping symbols of some sort, that's the first thing that you need to take care of. Then E for exponents, M or D, which is multiplication or division, but remember that's whatever comes first, left to right. And then the A and the S in PEMDAS is for adding and subtracting, and again, that's also either one of those comes first when you work a problem left to right. So we have some practice problems that we can do together. My first practice problem is 40 divided by 4 minus 5 minus 3. So the first thing in our order of operations is the P for parentheses. So what we'll take care of first are these parentheses right here. Essentially, I need to do 5 minus 3 first. So I'm going to go ahead and leave 40 divided by 4 minus, but now I can do the math on 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 happens to be 2. Now whenever we're doing PEMDAS, we need to look for the E for exponents. In our newly simplified expression, there are no exponents to take care of. So we can move on. The M in PEMDAS, actually I could put the D up there too, is for multiplication or division. So whichever one comes first when I read it left to right. In my expression going left to right, division comes first, and there's no multiplication to even worry about. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do that division. So 40 divided by 4, that's 10, and then we'll go ahead and subtract 2 from that. In PEMDAS, the last two operations that we'll take care of is adding and subtracting, but you'll do those in the order they come in the expression when you read it left to right. So when I read this one left to right, it's 10 minus 2. Well, 10 minus 2 is 8. So that's our final simplified expression. Our next problem, again, I'm going to do anything that has to do with parentheses. So right here, this is my first step. I'm going to take care of 1 minus 5. So I'm going to say negative 4 minus, and in this case, it's going to be negative 4. Then I'll go ahead and say minus negative 4 squared. The E for exponents is what I'll look for next. Right here, this 2, that's our exponent. And what that means for us to do is to write negative 4 out twice. So it'd be negative 4 times negative 4. So when I simplify this now, I've got negative 4 minus negative 4 minus, well, negative 4 times negative 4, that's 16. In PEMDAS, I need to do multiplication or division, whichever comes first, going left to right. So looking through this, I guess we might be able to say that this might look like multiplication because of the parentheses. A negative times a negative 4, that's going to make it become a positive 4. But we also might get to see that when we do the last part of PEMDAS, which is the adding and subtracting. So if I saw this as two negatives side by side, that would change to a big plus sign. So essentially what I have and am working with is negative 4 plus 4 minus 16. So negative 4 plus 4, that's 0. And then 0 minus 16 is negative 16. That would be our simplified answer. And our last one. So I'll do it in this side. The parentheses that I have to take care of first just happen to lie in the denominator. So I'll keep my numerator the same, 45, divided by 8 and here's what it will change to. 5 minus 4 is 1, and then minus 3. Next, we'll take care of any exponents. We don't have any. So then we're going to do multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left to right. So in this case, when I see 8 minus 1, I'll do that first. So I'll leave the 45 on top over, did I say 8 minus 1? I meant 8 times 1. 8 times 1 is 8. Then I'll say minus 3. And then in PEMDAS, I've got the adding and subtracting that I have to take care of next. So right here, this 8 minus 3, I'll go ahead and simplify that. So I've got 45 over 8 minus 3, which is 5. Now, I've got this fraction, 45 over 5, and it still can be simplified even farther. So I'll go ahead and do the division on this one, and it will be 9. I just realized I did not clarify when I did multiplication and division that in the PEMDAS part, I jumped right here and I went to 8 times 1. I didn't even discuss this division bar right here. What you want to do is you want to try to isolate the numerator and the denominator and do those separately. Do PEMDAS on the top and on the bottom first before we simplify the whole thing as a fraction. So that's why I stuck to the denominator right here and never talked about that fraction bar right here until the very, very end. Because you want to simplify the numerator, then you want to simplify the denominator, and then if you still have a fraction remaining, then we'll divide. So in your challenged part, like what challenged you, we'll come back to that maybe as a class. We'll do a warm-up there if I haven't talked about it yet. And in this spot, in the what I need to know, I would like you guys to write at least 3 things that you could tell somebody that you have to know about this lesson. Not something that you learned, not something that's new to you, but I want to know what you need to know. Like if you were telling your mom tonight when you get home, like, Mom, you need to know this when you do PEMDAS in the order of operations. It might be the fraction thing. It might be, Mom, you need to do your parentheses first. So write down 3 things here if you haven't done so already. Next, I want you guys to do the practice problems, and I'll post the answer key to the website.